As the legal battle for the presidency continues, ground zero in our political war is quickly becoming Georgia, where there's going to be two runoff elections to determine the senators from Georgia. If Democrats win both, they will have 50 Senate seats, tying the Senate, but giving the tiebreaker to the vice president. If it ends up, and it seems very likely, to be Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, the Democrats will control everything. They'll control the House, albeit they've lost a bit of their power there because Republicans are gaining a ton of seats. They'll control the Senate and the presidency. Now, I understand the battle between Trump and Biden isn't completely over, but Trump is on the ropes. He does have some legal paths to victory, as now noted by, say, Vox.com and The Atlantic, but they do think it's a long shot, and I think it's fair, which means Republicans need to make sure they win Georgia. Runoff elections come January. But here's where things get really creepy. Democrats are urging voters to move to Georgia before the Senate runoff election. Is it fraud? Unclear how long a new arrival has to stay in the state without breaking voting laws. At the very least, is that really what our elections are becoming? Wealthy, well-to-do liberals saying, I'm going to move to a swing state so I can impact the election. Sounds about right. Right now, there are people urging voters to go and move to Georgia right now so that you can claim residency before the runoff election and thus give Democrats control of the Senate. It's going to be two races, and they're very likely going to have the same result. I mean, you're going to go and vote, and you're going to say Republican, Republican. I really doubt people are going to be like Republican, Democrat. So either Republicans win and the Democrats win. The Republicans need only one seat. Then they'll have 51. The Democrats end up with 49 and the Republicans control the Senate. But if it goes to a tie, like I said, the vice president would be the tiebreaker. If it turns out that Donald Trump is able to pull off a legal victory, I'm willing to bet Democrats will come out in such force in January. They will get these seats, but Donald Trump would then still have the power. Or I should say Mike Pence would be the tiebreaker. We shall see. So far, it's looking better for Democrats, although they didn't get the blue wave they really wanted. Fox News reports liberals urging voters to move to Georgia to vote in the January Senate runoff elections may want to think twice. Moving to Georgia for a short time just to vote is against state law. But how long a new arrival has to stay in the state without breaking the law is not clear, according to reports. Governor Brian Kemp declined this week to get behind his fellow Republicans' push for a special session to tighten voting rules ahead of the runoff elections, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. I hope everybody moves to Georgia, in the next month or two, registers to vote and votes for these two Democratic senators, New York Times columnist Thomas L. Friedman told CNN on Monday night. Quote, these runoffs will decide which party controls the Senate, and whether we'll have any hope of a large stimulus climate bill. If you have the means and fervor to make a temporary move to Georgia, believe anyone who registers by December 7th can vote in these elections. Intelligencers Eric Levitz wrote in a now deleted tweet that was captured by Washington Examiner reporter Jerry Dunleavy. The likely reason he deleted the tweet? It's probably a solicitation to commit a crime. And you probably don't want to do that. Fox says such suggestions come as the battle for power in the Senate hinges on two runoff elections in Georgia, where the Republican incumbents are fighting to stay in office. Quote, I've seen people saying they'll move to Georgia, but it's a lot more difficult than they think. Eddie Zipperer, assistant professor of political science at Georgia Military College, told Fox News. It would be very dangerous and ultimately, I presume, not worth it. The deadline is December 7th. You would have to set up a residence with your name on it, receive utility bills with your name on it, all just to get a Georgia license. It would make more sense for people to donate to the campaign. Politicians and celebrities are expected to converge on Georgia to turn out the vote. Quote, my understanding, I learned last night, is they're even inviting people to move here to come vote. Senator Marco Rubio said in an event for Senator Kelly Loeffler in Georgia on Wednesday, prompting boos from the crowd. One-time presidential hopeful Andrew Yang said he would move to Georgia to push for Democratic candidates Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. Great news, Yang gang. Evelyn and I are moving to Georgia to help Ossoff and Reverend Warnock win. Yang wrote on November 7th. This is our only chance to clear Mitch McConnell out of the way and help Joe Biden and Kamala Harris get things done in the next 4 years. More details to come, but let's go. Yang did not address whether he'll register to vote in Georgia. North Carolina's Senate contest just made history as the most expensive Senate race ever, with more than $230 million spent on advertising alone. But the Georgia races could blow that out of the water, Zipperer said. What's going to pose the biggest problem is going to be all manner of outside money coming in. If I were a Republican, I'd be much more concerned about outside money coming in than outside people coming in. Both conservatives and liberal groups are announcing big spending in Georgia. Conservative Super PAC Club for Growth Action announced Wednesday that it will spend at least $10 million there. Former Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams' organization Fair Fight has raised a whopping $9.8 million since Friday amid the runoff elections. Fair Fight confirmed the haul to Fox News and said the cash will be split 3 ways: the organization and both Democratic Senate candidates. Fox News' inquiry to the Georgia Secretary of State's office and Yang's organization, Andrew Yang, was not returned by the time of publication. We shall see. But I'll tell you, I'm not entirely confident for Republicans. Y'all better step up and get ready. This is going to be a race in a state that will shape the future of this country. A constrained Joe Biden is a good thing. Okay, fine. You'll have some power for Republicans, some for Democrats. They'll have the White House. They'll get what they want to varying degrees. But if they get control of the Senate, they are going to steamroll through insane things, probably even pack the Supreme Court, ending that 6-3 conservative majority. Well, probably more 5-4 at this point. Lindsey Graham has stepped in. He's going to counter a tsunami of liberal money by donating $1 million to help Georgia Senate candidates. Graham said Democrats will try to pack the Supreme Court and do away with Electoral College if they control the Senate. My first question: why do so many of our public servants have millions of dollars they can just dish out? Good for you, Lindsey. Fine. I don't like the idea of outside money going into these states. I don't like the idea that the senators are supposed to represent the people of Georgia, but the people, these races are going to be funded by people all over the country. It's going to be ground zero. And I'm saying it is not going to be your typical Senate race. It is going to be every single celebrity hanging out in Georgia for months, rallying people and getting them to vote. Republicans, I do not think will have that kind of star power. We shall see. Maybe the Republicans in Georgia will realize what they're up against and rally on their own side, do some outreach, hopefully for them. They'll actually win. But I don't know if Lindsey Graham's $1 million is going to be enough, to be completely honest. They say Graham said Dems will try to pack the Supreme Court and do away with the Electoral College if they control the Senate. Probably, but getting rid of the Electoral College would require a 2/3 ratification. It's possible they could get it, but not likely in the least, to be honest. Like a new amendment to get rid of the Electoral College, the red states aren't going to go with that. That's ridiculous. No one's going to sign away their power, and what little they have. Wyoming has 3 electoral votes. They don't even have a full congressional district, technically. It's like the whole state is 1 congressional district. And I got to say, it's probably tough for the congressmen up there. Got to travel around that whole state to go and talk to everybody. But it is, in my opinion, better representation. Because in many of these places, you got like 750,000 people per congressperson, and it's getting intense. Like, how do you represent that many people? How do you know what those people want? It's kind of crazy. Anyway, in the long run, this power the Democrats would wield would dramatically alter, if not set this country on a course that would crash it into a wall. I know, we hear it all the time. This election is the most important election, but we really are dealing with this hyperpolarization and an extremist far left, socialist policies, and ridiculous notions like the Green New Deal. The Green New Deal would absolutely devastate the economy of this country. They would probably ban fracking outright. Goodbye, Pennsylvania. Congratulations on voting for Joe Biden. I wonder what's going to happen to the state when the entire Western PA has no industry anymore. Not that I think fracking is the best thing in the world. I just think we want to fight towards green energy, and I can respect the idea behind the Green New Deal, not the way they're going about it. We don't have moderate, reasonable populist candidates. We have the fringe far left, and then we have conservative populists. All right, I can disagree with the right-wing populists, but what about the far left? They're nuts. Sorry, man. That's just true, okay? Getting rid of planes, replacing planes with trains and then having a train go to Hawaii. It's not going to happen. You can't get rid of planes. And planes aren't even the most carbon emitting means of travel. I'm sure trains in many capacities probably use more fuel, or at least large shipping container vessels, probably do. But I'll tell you this. I'm all about the green energy, man. I'm all about it. Nuclear energy, for one, that sounds like a good idea. Investing in new technology sounds like a good idea, but they're not going to do that. The Green New Deal they're proposing is ridiculous, retrofitting every building in the country, and they'll go right for it. We will see a dramatic change to this country. And the left is probably saying, good, change is good. Nah, random change is not good. Well thought out, constrained action is. I'm all for the idea of progress, especially in the energy sector, maintaining energy independence, but they're out of it. They're not going to give us a real chance. They're going to go pie in the sky, 7-year-old solutions. Like, I think that we should solve homelessness by giving everyone a home. It's like, okay, I get it. You're a kid. You don't understand how the economy works and resources work. But that's what they're going to be implementing. So my friends, all eyes on Georgia. We'll see how things play out. We'll see if people actually end up getting arrested for like voter fraud or whatever. But anyway, I'll leave it there. I got a couple more segments coming up for you in a few minutes. Stick around and I will see you all shortly.